Hey everyone, how's it going? What is up? It is me, Windstalker, and I know I've been away and not making videos for quite some while now, but I'm back and I'm thinking about making videos Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And I figured why not start Friday off with what the turtle tank looks like. And I don't remember if the last video I did had the background on it, which is one of those cheesy backgrounds that you get at the fish store, and I have it Scott taped to the back of the tank. But yeah, I just realized while watching this that the turtle tank water is low, and I really should have added some warm water to the tank. Oh well. The filter also needed to be cleaned, but it was like upper 30s this morning, and I really didn't want to mess with the water hose this morning because Mom won't let me bring anything in the house, and I really didn't want to mess with the garden hose. And yes, I said Mom, because the turtle tank is over at Mom and Dad's, and that's because our landlords won't let us have the turtles here because they're afraid of the aquarium leaking and all that good stuff, even though I've told them countless numbers of times that there's nothing to worry about, but still. So there's that. And as you can see, it looks a little foggy, and it's because my camera was outside in the car all night while I was at work. And when I went over to Mom and Dad's, Mom had a heater in the room to keep the boys warm. I think they're boys. I'm still trying to figure out if they're boys or girls. And of course it fogs up, and that's why it looks a little foggy. And of course, as you can see, the boys are girls. I'll just say the turtles. The turtles are showing off for the camera. And the light on the right, I believe, is the basking area light, and the light in the front left is the UVB light, or the sunlight. And no, it isn't going to continue to be this way, and you may wonder why the water looks lower than what I had said. And that's because that left side of the tank has a cutout piece that comes out, so you can put hang on the side filters or whatever you want, and it has a little slot in it. So if you put a canister filter, you can put the return back in the side of the tank and go over the water. So it isn't meant to be filled so far from the top, which, if I can get it my way and I can figure it out and come up with the money, I'm going to try to build the turtles a 100 by 100 tank that gives them 100 inches of room to play around in. I don't really know how much square footage or how much water that is, and I know I'm going to make it like 20-40 inches tall and fill it up probably about say 30 to 35 inches full, and that should get. And then I'm gonna have a little dry area on the top where the turtles can, get out and walk around and sunbask or whatever. And then I'm gonna have a couple inches on either side that is blocked off by or whatever, so that the water can go through and go out the outtake through some kind of filtration system and then return back to the tank. I haven't decided if I want to get a 55-gallon drum that has like a mesh thing in it that is like 500 micros or whatever, and the big stuff gets took out, and then it goes from there to a canister filter to a trickle. My overzealous ideal of filtration right there. I might even do like it comes out the bottom of the 55-gallon and goes through like 3 or 4 canisters before it goes to the trickle. Of course, if I do that, I don't know how much it's going to be left for the trickle tank to even do, but that's whatever. I just may go directly to a trickle or a canister to a trickle, or I don't know yet. It's probably next year before it'll even start. Because I think this tank is big enough for one turtle, but the fact that I have two turtles and one of them is a really good size and the other one's smaller, I think this is slightly too small. What I want to do is get some egg crate stuff or plexiglass and put it on top, then put the basking light over top of the basking area and have it shine straight down instead of hitting it at that angle. Let's see if I can bring that, that up some to make the turtles want to get out, because I'm not so sure. I mean, I just think it's weird to have it, on the back of the tank. Plus, it had the angle it's at. It's about what it can do. And then I want to trade the UVB light in for a bar light that goes clear across the tank lengthwise and shines down the entire thing, instead of just kind of being like I guess like a floodlight and flooding like it is. I don't know if it's really doing anything. And then of course the filtration on the back of it is one of those aqua something, Ultra Tech or some, I don't know what it is, Ultra Flick, anyway, it's a 75 to 100 thing that's supposed to be able to work on a 75-gallon tank or a 100-gallon tank. And I recently found out, well, not recently, but before I bought that, I found out that the turtles need double, triple, quadruple the filtration power to be able to keep the tank clean. And this thing has done better than any of my previous filters, because I've had a canister filter that was designed exactly for a 40-gallon tank. It worked, but not this good. I mean, this is by far the best. But what I think I want to do is I want to add an overflow or two on the back of the tank and have them, drain out and then connect. And then on one side run to like a trickle or a wet dry filter or something. I don't know if I want to go to a canister and then a trickle or just trickle. I don't know. But go, double-ended and go through a pipe, go into whatever, and then once it's in whatever, filter out, and then go back into the tank and leave that other filter there, and just have a dual filtration going on to see if I can expand it. Because right now, if I keep cleaning the filter every like 3 times a week, which is usually Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, the tank stays pretty clean and doesn't get really bad until about 30 days. And if I can add an overflow on it that goes to some kind of filtration and make that last like, I don't know, 60 days without having to take the tank out and do a proper cleaning job. Of course, I know that if I start getting back into the habit of doing partial water changes, where I take out 25, 50, 75% of the water and then add fresh water to it, I could probably extend the 30 days. And I really need to get back into the habit of doing that. But as you can see, the water looks fairly clear. I like it. The only downside is they was originally in a 10-gallon tank, and that's a 40-gallon tank. And they had some rocks and stuff in the bottom of it because it was owned by a teenage girl or whatever. And we've had the turtles. This December will be 4 years. And I don't know how long she had them prior, but we have had them for almost 4 years. This is the second tank they was in, because they went from a 10-gallon tank to a 40, which is like what, triple what they were in. And after they left the 10-gallon tank, they grew rapidly. And I'm thinking that if I go ahead and get up to the point where I can build them their final tank, because if I get a chance to build them the 100 by 100, which may be overkill, and I'm going to have to get a building or a carport like what my dad has for a shop to do this, I will, because what I want to do is get them out of that 40-gallon tank. Mom and Dad's talking about making a pond and putting them in a pond and everything and moving them outdoors, but then Mom's worried that the turtles won't do good during the winter when the pond freezes. But what I really want to do is make them a ginormous tank, make it the last tank that they will ever need to move into, and have like if I can find one, a large UVB light hanging from above, and like have it where they can get onto land, and when they get onto land and can walk around, have like a basking area that's just, a little area on the walking around part that's just basking area. I'm not sure how tall I want to make it. I was originally thinking like 40 inches instead of just 20, but I don't know. But anyway, have a little basking area where they can get there and walk around, and have them on a little table that's like belt height on me, and have the tank about 40 inches taller than that, and then have them where they can get out of the tank, and of course have it plexiglassed in, which I don't know if I want to make it in the center of the room, and then just have them where they can walk around is above me, or if I just want to be able to have it where I can climb up on something and see what they're doing with plexiglass, keeping them in check, and making it like on one side of the room, and have it where they have plenty of room to run around, and then of course slide back into the tank whenever they want to go for a swim. I mean, that could be extreme overkill, but that's my ideal of a perfect tank, and have a really nice, and have the land area goes from the size of the tank back behind the tank, so they have a ginormous thing to run around and get some exercise. But who knows if that's going to happen. But yeah, that's my goal for the future. But right now I want to get some egg crate or some the lamps on top of the plexiglass. Maybe get a light bar with a UVB light. Get an overflow going. Get some kind of cause I've got some good room underneath that desk or the countertop to do some stuff. So at least have it go to an overflow to maybe a I'm thinking canister or 4. I don't know if that's overkill or not, to a trickle. I mean, it may, if I do 4 canisters, the trickle may be overkill, but then if I do just wet, and then if I do the wet dry, and this is the reason why I want to put in a wet dry, because I want to move the heater out of the turtle tank, which is in the bottom right hand of the turtle tank. Move the filter, or not filter, but heater into the return tank. Have like 1 or 2 of them in there set to 85 degrees, so that water's warm. Then have it return, and maybe come up and split, so it comes out either side of the filter it already has on it, and have some good circulation, and then have it double filter, so that I hopefully the tank can stay cleaner longer. So yeah, if anybody has any ideas whether that's overkill or underkill, because some people I've talked to told me that there is no such thing as overfiltration, and the more filtration the better. Of course, people have said more water than is better, and since the side of that tank comes out to put a filter on the side, because even if you put the piece in to block that off, it's still got a little slot in it, so it really, that black line you see on the right is about an inch or two lower than the lip. So yeah, and I'm really thinking about maybe not putting the gravel in there no more. I mean, I like it. I mean, I have some calcium rocks in there too to help the calcium of the turtles. But the thing is I'm going to keep putting the rocks in. I'm thinking about getting some, and I know this is going to mess with the level of the water and whatever, put some egg crate thing in the bottom of it, lift it up with some PVC pipe or something, and then put something over top of it so the smaller rocks can't go through it, and then all the gunk can go to the bottom of the tank. Then have a little suction device in there that can take out all that nasty water and pump it out. I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if that's reasonable. Still playing with ideals. I've seen plenty of videos on YouTube saying different things. The area that you can see in the back, and the only downside is it's only big enough for one at a time, and I'm afraid that if I get the biggest that they have, it's going to take up too much room in the turtle tank, and I'm not, have enough room to do things. So that's one of my concerns. But at the exact same time, I'm thinking if they both can bask, it would be good, because the one on the right is the red ear slider, and the one on the left that has his head above water is the yellow ear slider. They have gone through bukus of names, and nobody can agree on a proper name, so I just call them red and yellow. I know that's silly, but not much imagination, I know, but still. And that's about, where it stands. I like the gravel. The only thing is when I put that in there, the filter, it had the little slotted basket thing on the bottom of it, and I think that was supposed to go on the top, but it wasn't long enough to reach all the way down to the water, and it would be one heck of a fall for the water to go that far if it was all the way up to the top. So it kind of broke, and then I kind of fixed it where it fitted in the tank a lot better. And then my dad brought home a little thing that's from one of their barrels or something at work, that has just a little mesh thing that keeps big stuff like rocks from going in it, and it works. The only thing is mom feeds the turtles in the tank, and because she doesn't want to stick her hands in the tank, obviously, and that gets filled up pretty good, and so yeah. But and of course the turtles move the rocks around. I'm surprised they haven't already flipped the little stairs on the right side up, and of course you can see my little temp strip, which I may get another one just to make sure that one is working properly. I mean, I got one adjustable heater in there that's set to 85 degrees and all that. Well, anyway, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, tell me what I can do with my turtle tank, tell me what I can do to improve these videos, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys later. Alligators.